Hey folks, Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. It's time to look back and enjoy a week of Southeastern Conference football as we talk about what we saw in the field. And as always, we're excited to be partnered with our friends at Cowin Equipment. And they'd like to partner up with your company for all your heavy equipment needs. Visit everyone over at Cowin on their website at cowin.com to find out more about how you can save with your heavy equipment solution, from rental and new equipment sales to superior service and parts. It's all right there with our friends at Cowin Equipment. Visit cowin.com. That's cowin.com. Now let's check out the action.
And we're to the week where we finally get the college football rankings to come out. And Auburn had maybe their most impressive win of the year. I don't even think maybe. Their most impressive win over the year over the weekend. So let's start first with that. Auburn, Saturday night, Jordan-Hare Stadium against Ole Miss. I was down there. The atmosphere was electric. Students brought it, fireworks, light shows. Pre-game was a big game atmosphere. And they took it to Ole Miss from the get-go.
Well, coming off a bye, the only thing we said, Auburn was playing really good football. Bo Nix was playing really good football. But how would they be coming off a bye against an Ole Miss team that really is just coming out of a gauntlet? And they said everything you needed to know that first drive. 11 plays, 82 yards, going for a touchdown, taking time off the clock, keeping Corral off the field, eating up about 5 minutes. Perfect drive to begin the game and a perfect drive to end the half. I think that was kind of what defined the game for Auburn on Saturday night.
Yeah, it did. I mean, if you had told me, though, at halftime, Auburn was only going to score 3 second-half points, I would have said Auburn is in big trouble.
Right.
I mean, that is a credit to their defense. It opens a door for a conversation about Lane Kiffin that I know we'll have at some point.
We knew that they would go for it on fourth down, so that was part of our preparation. And I think those fourth downs were in the red zone. I believe all of them were, and we were able to make plays, and that's points. If they're not going to take points in special teams, they're going to go for it, and we can get the ball back. You kind of think of that as a turnover, and then we had the one interception too in the end zone. That was a big play by Simpson. So those were critical moments in the game that we were able to win.
So you can't just say if he kicks field goals, Ole Miss wins. Do they have a better chance of winning? Obviously, they got a better chance of winning. They got no points out of them. Like Brian Harsin said, they were basically turnovers in the red zone. So all that said, I'm okay with you using your analytics. It's how you've built your system. But at some point, you can't be married to anything. Like Nick Saban is the best that's ever done it. And Nick Saban can't just be married to one thing. And when all the evidence says, get away from it, Nick, you can't say, but I'm married to it. I can't get away from it. I'm married to it, right? And that's what Lane Kiffin does in this situation, because it's 4th and 3, I think it was. And you're down 11, and you're probably only going to see the ball one more time. I want to say there were 4.5 minutes to go in that game. You kick the field goal there every single time.
The point spread for the Alabama-LSU game. Wow.
Yeah. People thought I was insane last week when I said 26.5. I was wrong.
I saw it open at 29 on Circa. Is that the official? Is that what we call the opening line?
Yeah, it was officially 29 as of yesterday.
Keep in mind now, that's
night.
where that game went off last year, if I remember straight. Because don't you guys remember me? This is back when we were at Jocks, but don't you guys remember me saying, I'll give you 50?
Oh, yeah.
And we did the 30A bet? Yep. I told you guys I'd give you 50. It was at 29 last year, and I said 29 wasn't enough, and I don't know if it is this year either. I mean, that's a massive line.
It is 27.5 currently.
Used to be, for a minute, the most important rivalry in America. This game had more impact on the national college football playoff picture, or at times the BCS picture, than any other game in America.
If we could go back 20 months, LSU and Clemson played for the national championship.
Isn't that incredible?
And if I would have told you the first weekend of November of 2021, LSU is going to be getting 27.5 points to Alabama, and Clemson is going to be a 3.5-point favorite against Louisville.
3.5.
3.5.
Clemson had to survive Florida State to keep from going 4-4.
I mean, college football usually doesn't change like this. The NFL we know is cyclical, and you have these turn on a dime franchises that go from 3-13 to 13-3. But it doesn't happen in college football like this, but it's happening.
Dan Mullen, after a loss to Georgia, a rivalry loss, had this comment, this rope analogy. And if you have, Dennis Franchione syndrome still from Alabama, any analogy about rope, never good to hold on to, right? That's one analogy you want to let go. Here's Dan Mullen's version of rope and what is happening there with the Gators after their loss to Georgia.
You start slipping, right? The rope's slipping right now. You go in a little rope pull. And that's one thing. And I look at it throughout, you look at it through multiple things. And it really pertains to everything. Pertains to individual games. At times, I think we play really well. The rope slips, and we kind of let a lot of it go. And against good teams, you can't do that. And as the rope slips through your hands, you can just let it either drop it. That ain't the answer. That's not going to fix anything. Okay? You're going to feel that burn, and you cannot squeeze that tight because of the burn, and that's not going to fix anything. Or you just grab tight. You hold on, you dig your heels in, and you start pulling in the other direction. But a negative attitude or dropping the rope certainly doesn't fix anything. Grasping the rope does, and holding on tight does, and squeezing as it's burning does. And I will say something about me. I don't drop the rope. I'm not going to let you even rip it out of my hands. You could drag me around by my face if you want, but I am going to let it squeeze it and let it go. I'm not going to let any inch of that rope go, and I know our players won't either.
Well, it's going to be cut next year if they don't start winning games. He's fine this year, but going back the last 11 games against Power 5 opponents, he's 2-9 now. That's almost impossible. And again, his winning percentage in the SEC through the same amount of games is less than Ron Zook's was. I got to give him a pass because 10 wins year one, 11 wins year two. I thought they were really good, although they lost 4 games last year. This year is a complete disaster.
We're just going to assume you haven't heard this video.
Wonder he doesn't drop an F-bomb.
Has been sent to you. No, I'm just saying that what if somebody's edited in like Donald Duck's voice and he's doing a news conference that way?
Actually, I hope that's the case. That'd be very funny.
Here's Dan Mullen earlier at his news conference saying something we don't know what it is.
Coach, the topic of recruiting has come up a lot the last couple of days from a few angles. Is a different approach needed for the level of consistency?
Well, we're in the season right now. We'll do recruiting after the season, and when it gets this recruiting time, we can talk about recruiting.
Sounds good.
Okay. Next question.
Wow.
Yeah. So Kirby Smart,
Yikes.
who would tell you, and he actually said this post game on Saturday, if I remember correctly, that 50% of his time is recruiting or coaching is recruiting, 25% is player development, 25% is actually coaching the games.
Yeah. Now, I would say, like, if in the previous press conference with Nick Saban, if somebody asked a recruiting question, he probably wouldn't be too thrilled about answering that either in a game week. But nobody's questioning his recruiting, right? Nobody's questioning Kirby Smart's. Kirby probably wouldn't want a recruiting question in a game week press conference either. That was a really bad response, but it's kind of what you get out of Dan Mullen.
Terrible response, and you could tell how pissy he is, but you're always recruiting.
That's
And
right.
so
Always.
if
Never
I'm
stops.
another coach, I'm showing that clip to a recruit out there. The easy answer is, look, we really want to focus on what's going on in the season. We're always recruiting. We're happy with the guys we've got in our locker room. Things haven't gone the way we want them to go right now, but anybody that wouldn't want to come play football for Florida is insane. This is a great place. This is the best program in college football right now.
Okay, I want you to listen to Kirby Smart.
Maybe lying, but
I want you to listen to Kirby Smart after the win, and you tell me if you can just tell a different attitude. Here's Kirby.
I felt like we were controlling the game because we were able to run the ball. We had moved the ball. We just didn't have points to show for it. And I told our team that discipline and aggression would win the game. We had to be aggressive. We're not running around here, thinking that we're playing scared. We're aggressive. We're coming after you, and we're disciplined. Well, discipline takes patience, and you have to be patient to have good discipline. We had to keep doing what we were doing. It wasn't going to just happen right away. We're going to just run away with the game. That's not how games work. You get everybody's best shot when you're in the position that we are. And I thought that once it happened, it snapped. That our discipline and our patience showed up with turnover after turnover after turnover, and the offense cashed him in.
He seems to be, I like his aggressive nature, maybe more this year than Kirby's ever been. Would you agree with that? That Kirby seems to be more out for blood this year than he's ever been before?
Well, I think what he sees is this is the best team he's had, and how close it's been, and how hungry Georgia fans are, and him being a Georgia, not only the coach, I mean, this guy that played there, and he knows how important this is, and they are not taking any chances at all. I mean, they are gut stomping people right now. The defense is so good. To turn the football over 3 times, still win the game by 27 points, and to only give up 7 points. I'm almost to the point now, if it wasn't Georgia, just because of how jinxed this program is, I would take Georgia versus Field for national championship.